John, if you were to design, I guess kind of like your catchphrase. I don't know your highway system down there, but Tyler tells me that you got a whole lot of them, and you guys like to go fast. So if I'm going down the highway fast down in DFW area, and I want to look at this billboard that you design, what's like one of your life mottos or one of the best quotes that really speaks to you?
I think that. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned from mentors over the years, and so just in terms of a catchphrase on the Dallas highway, I think it'd just be two words. It'd be "keep up." I mean,
That's awesome.
Dude, you ain't lying, John. And I try to describe it to Kevin. I feel like my grandpa sometimes. I'm like, Kevin, I got to get off the phone. There is some traffic going on right now, and people seem to just zoom on by. But yeah, I'm down with that, John. Keep up. Left lane, hammer down. And John, right. I wanted to get into some quick history with you, if you don't mind, real quick. You shared something really cool with me. We were having coffee about a month ago. Can you kind of elaborate on the Prior Mountains in Wyoming? Because I told you that I'm reading some just one-off frontier books right now, and you shared a pretty cool story about the Prior Mountains and the history behind them. So take the floor.
Yeah, thanks. And so that was part of a kind of a road trip that I did with my daughters out west, and so we traveled out of Denver, and we drove around quite a bit on that trip. We went all the way down to the Grand Canyon, and then we went back up to Yellowstone. And after we left Yellowstone, my older daughter has a real passion for horses and horse riding. And so she had identified this, the Prior Mountain Mustangs. And so there's a group out there that, that's responsible for, monitoring the herd of Mustangs. And so the Mustangs were originally released by the Indians when they were forced to relocate by the Army, by the U.S. Army, a long time ago. And the Army had a history of, harming the Indians' horses. And the Indians, didn't want their horses to be harmed, obviously, and knew that they were going to have to walk anyway. And so they voluntarily, took their Mustangs up on top of the Prior Mountain, which is, a pretty high elevation, and took them up there so that they'd be safe from the Army and that they wouldn't be, dispersed or harmed. And so they really, they thrived up there. It was a great location for them. It was too high up for the Army to bother going after them. And so they really thrived. But over the years, obviously there was a lot of ecological changes. There was uranium mining out there. And so there was a lot of things going on. And so the population ebbed and flowed, but that group that takes care of them, and I can't remember the name offhand, but I'm sure if you search for Prior Mountain Mustangs, they'll be the first one to come up. And they're very dedicated, they voluntarily go out and take the census and keep track of the various individual horses. And so they've got a really great website. And people that are just very dedicated to seeing those animals survive and thrive. And so they live on land that's managed by the Bureau of Land Management. And it's, due to the support of the community that they've been able to survive as long as they have.
It's freaking wild to me.
That is wild. That is wild.
It feels good, man. It feels good, right? Yo, I'm in the light at the end of the tunnel. Paper stacks, yeah, I got them in the bundles. Harry Potter breaking bread with the muggles. They said I wouldn't make it, now they looking puzzled. They said I wouldn't take it,